Looking to play like the pros? Schedule a fitting today at Club Champion on Murphy Road in Hartfield.
Or Hartfield.
Look now.
I love that.
ClubChampion.com. Hartford. We should have Joe Highsmith coming on here real soon as he's finishing up his round.
He's doing all right.
He's -3. He's tied for 16 right now. First dibs question of the day. What is your favorite hole on the golf course?
I like 9 and 17, playing it and watching it. Playing it because I got a little bit of a little right action, a little slicey action, and it's perfect for a little slicey, that hole. But then, like, if you drive it and you just bang it so far, you might go past to where you're supposed to go. But we've usually sit on 17 a lot, so we've seen that hole been played like 25 different ways to get a birdie, and that's what I like about those two holes. Is like, it really doesn't matter where you drive it. Obviously, you want to be right in the middle, and then you can have a bunch of different options. But we have just seen those two holes be played so many different ways for birdies, and I think 17 really sets up the drama for that last hole, 18. I think 17, as much as people say 15, 16, 17, 18 is like a cathedral to finish the round, I think 17 is like the toughest one of that bunch. And if you birdie 17, like, you're golden. You're golden for the round.
What's the one that goes up a hill, kind of dogleg left?
On the front?
On the front 9? Is that 4?
Yes.
All right,
yeah,
so that's my favorite
side.
hole because that's one of the best holes I've ever played here. I sliced it, and it actually went close to being on the green.
Okay.
So I helped my team since obviously it was
Yeah.
a scramble. So that was like one of the greatest shots I've had on this course. But one of my misses that I liked, what's the one that you get? Is it 15? You got to go across the water? Or
16.
16, okay.
That par 3.
So 16, you got the par 3.
Yeah.
I hit about a 15 hopper. On the water.
Love it.
Rolled up on the green.
Perfect.
And we were able to get a birdie out of that sucker. But I do love those holes because that water hole goes to the one that goes around the water that brings you right towards all of the high-end white-collared people that are all in their suites. So if you're like, guys that over-amp it, you could actually hit it off of the tent and it can come back down onto the green.
We talk about this all the time, man. Maybe we can work Grubin on this. He won't do it here, but maybe like a little side tournament, having bank shots.
Oh,
I just think bank shots would be
that's
so
what I
cool,
think, man.
Like, put a big backboard right there with like a square on it or a bullseye, and like have Rory bank it off of that sucker for a birdie. That would be so cool.
Because you know these guys want to like over amp a shot and hit it off of a camera tower or something, kind of like Happy Gilmore, and get it onto the green. So why don't you give them like a charity tournament day, maybe like a Tuesday, and say, okay, listen, we got some trick shots here, and I don't want it to be like Caddyshack 2. I'm not saying like hit it in the clown's
no windmills,
mouth.
no painted greens,
nothing like that.
But
some that would take skill for these guys to actually do some trick shots. Because like I said, Rory is out here putting with a wedge
all the time.
A lot of these guys are doing all kinds of trick shots and stuff like that. They're so good, they got to get bored after a while and do. I'll never forget watching Phil Mickelson with his back to the hole in the sand, hitting shots back on to the green, and I mean, he's amazing.
I do love
what
that.
he can do with like a sand wedge.
Some of these golf tournaments, they do have guys that's all they do is the trick shot guys. Like, I've seen one of my favorite like exhibits is the trick shot driver guy who can balance himself on a basketball, hit it off a tee that's like 3 foot in the air, right down the middle, 300 yards every time. That guy's horrible at actual golf. Like, he can't play actual golf.
I always say, okay, you got the long drive guys that can hit it 450 yards, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't those guys? Because they don't have a good short game or putting
some
part of their game. That's right. So that's why. Oh my God, look at that guy! With that long driver. And we always get those at the charity events we do, and it's like, oh great, you could hit it 400, but can you chip? Can you putt?
I love this leaderboard. The Travelers put a little fire emoji next to Jason Day as he has climbed up to tied for third, -7. He's -3 on the day. I think the roar we heard was a Jason Day eagle action. Nobody's safe out here, Dibs. Nobody's safe.
All right, we're waiting on Joe Highsmith, so while we're waiting, we'll do Who You Got.
Whoa!